sir.
Hey, it's good to see you.
I want to shake your hand. Great to
you.
see you, Jared
Good to see you.
Carrabis. Good morning.
Good morning. Is it still the morning? Still the morning.
It certainly is. This show starts at 11 o'clock Eastern time.
Yes, for sure.
All the time.
Yep, every time.
What will you do with your life now that baseball is over?
I am going to take a vacation for the first time in 6 years.
Hell yeah, brother. Where are you going?
Austin, Texas. People are like, why wouldn't you go to the Bahamas?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you go to Aruba? One of my friends lives in Austin, so he moved down there a couple years ago. I was like, oh, come see you. Why not? Got an Airbnb. It's got a jacuzzi. I'll FaceTime you from the jacuzzi.
I will put $10 on it right now that this guy does not FaceTime me.
Oh, the
in the
second
jacuzzi.
that I get into the jacuzzi, I'm FaceTiming you.
Okay, hell yeah. That's an easy answer for me. Astros claimed their first post-scandal championship. What was your favorite World Series moment here?
Ooh, I mean, I think it's the Yordan Alvarez home run.
Yep.
I think, a lot of people are comparing Yordan to David Ortiz, and he hadn't had a big hit, or at least like that, since the Mariners series. So I think it's.
We're looking at Steve Buchanan off camera once again. He's
I
always here creeping on us.
I love Stevie B lurking in the shadows. But Yordan Alvarez hitting that home run was a big moment and sealed the World Series, and I'm happy for the Houston Astros organization.
Yeah, do they deserve the dynasty title? What do you think? Been in 4 of the last 6. They have a couple titles, one of them under the shadow of sign stealing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just getting to the ALCS 6 years in a row is kind of a dynasty in its own right. It's very hard to obviously win the World Series. We haven't had back-to-back champions since the Yankees in the 90s, so I don't know that I would slap a dynasty on it until they get the 3rd one. I feel like anytime you talk about a dynasty, it's at least 3. But there's no rule as to what a dynasty can be. If someone were to call the Astros a dynasty, I don't think I would push back too hard on it. But I think they need that 3rd one.
All right, who gets back there first, Philly or Houston, real quick?
Houston.
Houston?
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Yeah,
okay.
The Phillies, it was a nice story. They got
hot
at the right
awesome.
time. They were a 6 seed. They underachieved. They were a 6 seed, but they weren't built as a 6 seed team. I think Dave Dombrowski's going to spend a lot of money this offseason. Maybe it's money that we don't want to be allocated to certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want Xander Bogaerts to get that money. That wouldn't be
get
great. But yeah, I think Houston is the safe bet. They're such a well-rounded baseball team that it wouldn't surprise me if they went back and won it again next year.
All right, now that the season is over, before you take off on this tropical vacation in Austin, Texas, let's dish out some 2022 MLB yearbook superlatives here.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Class couple, which means which player on a new team made the biggest impact this season?
I wrote these down. Can I check my notes?
Yeah, actually, go ahead.
Let me check my notes because
I
did go through these. Okay, where did I go here? Oh, Kyle Schwarber.
Yes, I knew it. I knew you were going to go there.
Duh, Kyle Schwarber. Yeah, I mean, this dude goes to the National League, or back to the National League with the Phillies. They make it to the World Series. He leads the National League in home runs. If it wasn't for Judge having a historic season, probably leads the majors in home runs. And he had, his 3rd leadoff home run in postseason history, ties a major league record. And I think he completed the cycle. When he hit a home run in the World Series, which he hit 2, I think, 3, 2, he has now homered in every single playoff series that they have. AL wild card, NL wild card, division series, championship series, and the World Series.
And he's from Waltham.
I mean,
who doesn't love that?
Yeah.
Class clown, a guy who just wrapped up his first season with a new team, who underdelivered and fell wicked short of expectations.
Javi Baez. That was terrible. That might go down as one of the worst contracts of all time. Hit 238, 671 OPS with the Tigers. They gave him a bunch of money. I don't think that the expectations were super high, where it was hey, we're going to sign Javi Baez and he's going to take the Tigers back to the promised land. But I mean, for the production that they got, it was very, very bad for the dollars allocated.
Most likely to succeed. So here we're looking at next year. So which team overperformed this year and will be in the mix to win a World Series next year? Could you go Phillies again?
I'm going to Seattle Mariners, Steve.
Yeah,
I'm going to Seattle Mariners.
Look at him showing life in the dark
Seattle
corner
Mariners.
of the studio.
Yeah, Seattle Mariners. I feel like they're a team that they're still going to. They just spent money on Julio Rodriguez, so you know that they've got it. There's a pretty big shortstop free agent class. I don't think that Bogaerts ends up there, but I think it'd be really interesting if the Mariners just splurged on a Trey Turner.
Oh.
Yeah.
There could be a lot of splurging this offseason.
Could be.
Big splurge guy. Most likely to be the 2022 Mets. So which team will absolutely kick some ass during the regular season before being an absolute disappointment? And it could also be the 2023 Mets.
That's kind of where I was going with that.
Okay.
I read that one and I was like, it's kind of too early to tell.
Yeah.
Like, it's the first week in November. I have no idea what the teams are going to look like next year.
It's just their MO, though, man.
I mean, the Mets have the most likely chance to be the Mets. Like, they just do. There's something in the DNA. They won 101 games, and they still somehow blew it. I don't know. It's crazy to me, but I feel bad for them. I don't want that to be the case.
Yeah.
Like, I want the Mets to do well. It'd be cool to see they have great fans. Like, I've been there. The fans are super cool on Twitter.
They've dealt with pain a lot, too.
A lot of pain. But for some reason, there's just something in the water in Queens where the Mets become the Mets.
Cohen's going to spend more money this offseason.
Even more, yeah. Already brought back Edwin Diaz.
Yeah.
Like, first day after the World Series, boom, 5-year deal,
True.
$102 million, bring back our closer. Yeah, he's not done.
All right, we'll wrap up superlatives with this. Best hair. Who had the best lettuce in the show in 2022? It's got to be in the
reigning, defending, undisputed best hair in baseball, Dansby Swanson.
Ow!
It's a no-brainer. Every time I say Dansby Swanson has the best hair in baseball, I always get people being like, "Oh, what about Noah Syndergaard? What about Bo Bichette? What about
I mean, there's a lot of guys with good heads of hair in Major League
So
Baseball.
the thing is, there's a lot of guys with longer hair. Yeah, but we're not asking who has the longest hair. We're asking who has the best hair.
Yeah.
Just because you have long hair does not mean you have the best hair. There's a lot like Brandon Marsh. Just was in the World Series.
Yep.
Okay, really long hair. Would you call it the best hair? No, I wouldn't. I would say Dansby Swanson.
I think the Phillies as a team has the best head of hair as a team.
I wish Bryce Harper would
stick with it. They all have been on here saying that exact same things. We got the partnership with the Phillies. A lot of exclusive interviews with them. They're all like, we have the best hair.
Yeah. So Bryce Harper can, like, that's why it's cool.
Of the club.
But that's why Bryce Harper's so cool, is because he can have the best hair if he chose to, but he just changes his hairstyle all the time. It's like Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Like, Justin Bieber has amazing hair, and he'll just, like, either, like, do dreadlocks or he'll just, like, go, like, wiffle. Dude, you could, if you wanted to, have the best hair in the world, and, like, you're that hot, you're that on top, that you're like, I can make myself look ugly, and everyone still wants me. That's cool.
Well, speaking of Dansby Swanson, he's part of this absolutely loaded free agent class. So let's see where you were going to predict where some of them land, and we're going to start here with Aaron Judge.
Ooh.
Where do you think Aaron Judge lands? And by the way, on the DK Sportsbook, we have an Aaron Judge special. The Yankees right here, Jared, they are the favorites to keep Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
But then the Giants, the Dodgers, the Red Sox at plus 1,600. Where do you think he goes?
So my gut tells me that he stays with the Yankees, but I think if he's going to do that, he's going to have to turn down a larger deal somewhere else.
Okay.
If he stays in New York, it's going to be because of his character traits. He wants to win a he feels like winning a championship in New York means more than winning a championship with the Giants. But I mean, the Giants have straight up told you, we're going to be the top bidder for Aaron Judge, which I believe. Like the Yankees had their chance to pay this guy. They didn't pony up, and he goes out there and earns whatever he's going to get, somewhere in the 3s instead of the 2s. But some of the other factors that I'm looking at, he can go home. He can go back to the West Coast, whether it's the Dodgers, whether it's the Giants. Be close to your family. I mean, like, look at, like, his mom was following him around for, like, the whole home run chase. Like,
I love that.
Like, the only family that was following around Mark McGwire was the Marises, those dorks. Like, like, you could tell that, like, Aaron Judge's family is, like, that's a big factor.
Aaron Judge.
Yeah, exactly.
Creeps.
Yeah. So, I can't. Okay. I'm best friends with Judge, but I don't know.
I know that.
He won't tell me. He won't tell me.
So right now you're saying he stays there. What about Jacob deGrom, another guy who's rumored to potentially end up just sticking around?
There's not even, like, I was looking at, like, someone like The Athletic wrote something being like, oh, like, here are the teams that could be landing spots for Jacob deGrom. The team that I think he's signing with wasn't even on that list. He's going to the Texas Rangers.
You think so?
Yes. I do.
Why? Why the Rangers?
I can't tell you why, but, like...
That sounds like, so you telling me you can't tell me why Jacob deGrom is going to the Rangers tells me that you know why he's going to the Rangers.
Yeah.
I trust you.
I'll tell you off the air.
All right. I love that.
Yeah.
And will I be allowed to tweet that information?
Maybe. Yeah, just don't let me see it.
Okay, sounds good. Carlos Correa, which, by the way, I love the one tweet I think you pushed out this past weekend. He was like interviewing like the guys on the Astros. Like,
well, he was interviewing Jeremy Pena, who was his actual replacement.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So where's Correa going to end up?
So I think he's going to go to the Dodgers, and you'll see why later, because I think if the Dodgers miss out on Judge, if he stays in New York or goes to the Giants, and then later on we can just skip to this one, I think Trey Turner is going to go to the Mariners.
Woo! Whoa, damn, Steve,
again! I got Trey Turner to the Mariners, so that leaves the Dodgers with some money to spend. And if you're missing out on Trey Turner, then I think it would make sense for you to go spend some money on Carlos Correa.
What does Justin Verlander do?
I think he stays. Yeah, I think Verlander stays. At this point, he's probably going to win the Cy Young Award. He had an excellent season. He talked about
finally got a World Series victory too.
Yeah, that was huge. That was huge. But I mean, he's won his individual awards. He's won his World Series titles. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think at this point, unless he were to really have a change of heart and want to go back to Detroit or something to mentor those guys and finish where it started, I can't. He just has too much of a compete gene where he's going to want to be with a contender. Maybe the Yankees pony, because at this point, is it even about money? Wouldn't you want to finish, I guess, where you won your first and only championships? I don't know. I think he stays in Houston.
Xander Bogaerts right now. This one may sting a little bit, but be honest. Answer with your head, not your heart right now. Xander Bogaerts, as a free agent, will he be back in Boston? Or is your boy, Dombrowski, going to pull him over to the city of brotherly love?
I think it depends on when I'm being asked the question. Right now, I still say Red Sox. You asked me this question on December 7th, maybe I'm not saying Red Sox anymore.
I will say this, John Henry selling Liverpool, so he has money to keep Xander Bogaerts and sign Rafael Devers to an extension.
Yeah, I think he wants the Washington football team as well. So, I think if you were to ask me right now, the Red Sox would be the favorite to sign Bogaerts. But again, the longer it goes, the less likely it is that he ends up back in Boston. I think the longer it plays out, the more it could be a team like the Phillies or even the Mariners or the Braves. There's so many rotating parts because a lot of the teams that are losing their shortstops, they have money to spend. So, if the Braves,
it's a big shortstop offseason, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
That's the strongest position. I'm not 100% sure. I'm asking you.
Yeah, it is.
Professional.
Yeah. I think if you like a team like the Braves don't bring back Dansby Swanson, they could be in the mix on Bogaerts.
Carlos Rodon. Come on.
See, I think the Red Sox could be in on Rodon. That's the type of guy that they need to sign.
Giants, Cardinals thrown out there as options.
That's the type of guy that they would have to sign. But, at the end of the day, if Jacob deGrom signs with the Braves or the Rangers, I think, then the Mets would be another great fit for Rodon because, again, they have the money. You can't just lose a Jacob deGrom and then keep the train moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
So
they'll be looking for a long-term deal this offseason.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so now Dansby Swanson.
Yeah.
Let's go. Do with the best head of hair in baseball.
Yeah, I think he's going to stay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to stay just based on, I guess, how competitive it's going to be for those other shortstops. I think, the musical chairs are going to fill up pretty quickly, and I think he wants to stay there. That's home for him. He's from there. And just the Braves have this not long, but a recent history of locking up core players, and he's absolutely one of them.
Except Freddie Freeman.
That too, but yeah, that's a little weird one. But
yeah.
their infield is locked up. If they lock up Dansby Swanson, they will have their entire infield in team control for the next 5-6 years, whatever it is, which is unprecedented to have your entire infield. So yeah, I think that they want him back. I think he wants to be back. I think that they'll figure something out.
Last one here, Clayton Kershaw.
I think he stays too. I know that there are rumors about him going to the Texas Rangers as well.
Wait, so the Rangers I knew they spent a ass ton of money last
$500
offseason. They weren't expected to still compete this year, but you're saying they're going all in again in second straight offseason.
Yeah. I think that they will 1,000% be in on guys, a lot of our guys, like Rich Hill, Nathan Eovaldi, Michael Wacha, and then Jacob. Yeah, they're going to be in.
Rich Hill's like 45.
Yeah, I know.
What the hell's going on? He looks like he hasn't slept in 20 years.
Right, but yeah, they're going to be in on all types of arms.
And Kershaw, hometown, right? Over there,
yeah.
the Dallas area, the Texas Rangers.
Same with Eovaldi. You know,
I know he spends a lot of time there.
Same with Wacha.
Yeah.
Texas boys. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to just, come on home. Come on
all right,
home,
yeah. Well, hell, while you're in Austin, tell them all we say hello.
I will. Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll tell you hello because I'll be FaceTiming you from the jacuzzi.
And I will screen grab that conversation and tweet it out for everybody to see.
Thank you.